This Valentine is going to be the absolute best. I know, right? Please don't kill us, sir. We haven't done anything. God, please save us. Please don't kill us, sir. We haven't done anything. Please, sir, spare us.
Shut up your mouth at once! The offering is complete. The blood flows.
3 girls, one Valentine night, and a decision that changed everything. What began as a simple promise of quick money slowly turned into a nightmare none of them saw coming. Beneath the lights, the music, and the luxury, something dark was waiting. This is not just a story of fear. It is a story of choice, consequence, and survival. There were 3 girls sharing one cramped lodge room as roommates, 200-level students in the University of Lagos. And the funny thing was, they all came from poverty, but they didn't choose poverty at the same time. The room itself looked like a battleground of survival. One small mattress on the floor, one bed that squeaked anytime someone turned, buckets stacked in one corner, an extension wire crawling across the floor like snakes. The fan above them turned slowly, pushing hot Lagos air around as if even the fan was tired of suffering. Cynthia was the quiet one, the type that always looked like she was thinking about tomorrow. While others were chasing enjoyment, Cynthia was chasing stability. Every evening, she would sit near the window with a small bowl, milk, sugar, and sachets, making yogurt inside that same lodge room. She'd bottle the yogurt carefully, arrange them in a cooler, and by morning, she would be walking through campus selling. That yogurt business was how Cynthia survived. Not because she loved suffering, but because she didn't want to owe anybody. On the other side of the room were her roommates, Sade and Lola, those two. They were the kind of girls Lagos could easily swallow and still ask for more. Bold, materialistic, fearless. They loved soft life the way hungry people love food. They loved attention. They loved money. And they hated the idea of managing when they believed enjoyment was available if you were brave enough to collect it. Since their first year, from 100 level, Sade and Lola had been doing escorts. Not the street kind, the private arrangement kind. Rich men, quiet deals, hotel meetups, money exchanged like it was nothing. And because of that, Sade and Lola always moved like girls who had seen what comfort tastes like. That night, Cynthia was bottling her yogurt when Sade looked at her and hissed, "Cynthia, you're still doing this your yogurt life," she teased. "How much do you even make today?" 2,000. Lola laughed, throwing her wig on the bed. "My sister is loyal to poverty." "Cynthia, you should say you know they enjoy suffering." Cynthia didn't answer immediately. She kept pouring her yogurt in the bottles with steady hands. Sade stood up and walked closer, staring at the cooler like it insulted her. "See this thing? This is what you are using to fight Lagos. Yogurt? You will suffer tire." Lola joined her, shaking her head like Cynthia was a lost cause. "Guy, we don't blame you. You just never tasted real money before. If you taste it once, you will throw these your bottles inside the bin." Cynthia finally looked up, calm but firm. "I'm not interested. I didn't come to Lagos to start selling myself." Sade scoffed. "Selling yourself? See this one." "Cynthia, wake up. Lagos doesn't reward struggle. Lagos rewards sharpness." Lola nodded quickly. "And you think you're holy? Even holy people still need money. Your yogurt money can't pay rent, can't pay projects, can't pay fees. Just join us sometimes, just small." Cynthia shook her head again. "I rather struggle than live with regrets." Sade laughed loudly. "Regrets? You regret suffering more." Lola leaned closer, lowering her voice as if sharing a secret. "You know how many rich men beg us? Big men, real money. You just need courage." Cynthia shook her head slowly. "I didn't come to Lagos for that life." Sade shrugged and laughed. "Suit yourself," said Cynthia. And the funny thing was, Cynthia could see that Sade and Lola weren't saying it because they hated her. They were saying it because they truly believed it. A few days to Valentine, the whole school was already in that mood. Couples planning, single girls hoping, boys forming confidence they didn't have. But for Sade and Lola, Valentine wasn't romance. Valentine was business season. That was the period men spent money like they were trying to cover loneliness with cash. So one evening, while Cynthia was arranging yogurt bottles into her cooler, Sade's phone rang. She checked the caller ID, and her eyes brightened immediately. Lola noticed. "Who?" Shade smiled. Madam V. Cynthia's head lifted slightly. She had heard that name before, not directly, but indirectly, like a whisper that always came with morning. Shade put the call on speaker. A smooth, controlled female voice entered the room like perfume. My girls, Madam V said, slow and confident, Valentine is here, and I have a private arrangement for you. Shade and Lula exchanged excited looks. Madam V continued, sounding like someone who was used to controlling rooms. Some very wealthy men are hosting an exclusive Valentine boat party at a private beach. Quiet, classy, no noise. They don't want common girls. They want companions that know how to behave. Beautiful girls, smart girls. Lola sat up straighter. Shade's smile widened. Then Madam V added casually, like she was talking about buying pure water. They will pay each girl 2 million naira for the night. The room froze. Chai! Madam V. The only mother way correct. Correct, mama. Shade praised her, laughing out loud. Even Cynthia stopped breathing. Madam V went on. 1 million naira at advance. Once you agree. And the remaining 1 million naira when you arrive. Shade's mouth opened slightly. Lola whispered without meaning to. Jesus. Then Madam V dropped the condition. But I need 3 girls, not 2. 3. Most of the men coming already have escorts. And they want balance. So you will bring a 3rd girl. The call ended. Shade and Lola turned slowly. Their eyes landed on Cynthia. Cynthia. Shade started softly. Too softly. The tone of someone trying to lure a goat into a trap. Cynthia already knew what was coming. No, she said quickly. Lola rushed in. Please listen first. Cynthia stood up, wiping her hands. I said I'm not going. Shade took a step closer and spoke the number like a weapon. 2 million, Cynthia. Cynthia blinked. She tried to pretend it didn't shake her, but it did. 2 million for one night, she whispered. Her voice wasn't greedy. It was suspicious. Because she knew Lagos, and Lagos didn't give gifts without collecting something later. That money is too much, Cynthia said. Why would they pay that kind of money for just escorts? Lola held her arm. Because they are rich. That's how rich people behave. Cynthia, think about your life. Think about your school fees. Shade's voice became convincing, sweet. You have been suffering since 100 level. You don't go to parties. You don't buy fine things. You're always calculating money like accountants. At least enjoy yourself this Valentine. Lola held her hand. You have suffered too much, Cynthia. Always working. Always denying yourself. Just this once. One night, Shade added. You deserve to breathe. To enjoy. To live soft. Even if it's just for one night. Cynthia's eyes softened. Not because she suddenly wanted luxury, but because she remembered her reality. Her parents struggled. Her father's worn hands. Her mother's tired voice. And that memory hit her like a slap. In her mind, she saw her mother in their small house back home, speaking softly as if she was planting wisdom into her. My daughter, Lagos is beautiful, but it is wicked. Don't follow bad friends. Don't let hunger push you into shame. If you fall into wrong hands, they will use you and throw you away. Cynthia swallowed hard. Shade and Lola waited. The silence stretched. Then Cynthia whispered, okay, but only for one night. Shade screamed, that's my girl. Lola hugged her tight. You won't regret it, I swear. They sent their account numbers. Minutes later, their phone started singing, 1 million credits. 1 million credits, 1 million naira credits. All the 3 girls screamed in shock. Cynthia stared at her screen like it was a miracle and a curse at the same time. She sat down slowly. 1 million, she breathed, just like that. That night, sleep didn't even touch the room because money had entered the room. And once money enters, it changes people. The next morning, the 3 girls moved like queens. Shopping, hair, shoes, bags, perfumes, dresses. For the first time since coming to Lagos, Cynthia laughed freely. For the first time, she felt rich. Cynthia wore a new dress and looked at herself in the mirror for a long time, smiling, but not fully smiling, because deep inside her, something still didn't feel right. And she couldn't explain why. Valentine's Day arrived dressed in red and secrets. From morning, Shade and Lola behaved like stylists preparing a bride. The room was filled with perfume, laughter, and the sound of excitement trying to hide nervousness. Cynthia sat quietly on the bed, while the 2 girls walked on her like artists determined to transform their masterpiece. Lola stood behind her, gently brushing her hair. Cynthia, tonight you look like money itself, she said proudly. Sade brought out a deep red wine-colored gown, smooth and elegant, nothing like anything Cynthia had ever worn before. Stand up, Sade ordered. Let me see. Cynthia stood slowly. The dress hugged her perfectly. Lola adjusted the shoulders. Sade fixed the waist. Then both of them stepped back and gasped. Ah, Lola clapped. See beauty now. Sade smiled with satisfaction. No more yogurt girl. Tonight, soft life queen. Cynthia looked at herself in the mirror, and for a moment, she didn't recognize the girl staring back. She looked powerful, but inside, her heart was restless. By evening, a black luxury van arrived outside their lodge. No driver spoke, no questions asked. The city light of Lagos passed by silently as the van drove toward the edge of the island, where the noise of the city slowly gave way to the sound of waves. Soon, they arrived at a private beach. Quiet, guarded, glowing under golden lights. Expensive cars lined the sand. Gentle music floated through the air. And there, resting proudly on the dark water, was the boat. Huge, elegant, decorated with roses and candles, glowing like something from a dream. Cynthia stopped walking. Something about it felt wrong, but Sade grabbed her hand excitedly. Forget fear. Look at where we are. Lola laughed softly. Tonight, we dine with billionaires. Before boarding, a tall woman dressed in black stood beside a glass table. On the table, a velvet box. She spoke calmly. No phones allowed on the boat. No pictures, no videos, no calls. Total privacy. One by one, guests dropped their phones into the velvet box. Cynthia hesitated. Her fingers tightened around her phone. Then Sade whispered, "Relax. Rich people don't like noise. Just drop it." Cynthia slowly relit her phone into the box. The woman closed it. The moment the box clicked shut, Cynthia felt something strange, like the outside world has just disappeared. Inside the boat was luxury beyond imagination. Crystal glasses, soft music, red roses everywhere, gentle light dancing across the water. Men in expensive suits smiled warmly as the girls entered. Sade and Lola moved naturally, confident, relaxed, like fish returning to water. Cynthia followed quietly. Soon drinks arrived, shining, expensive, golden. One of the men handed Cynthia a glass. "For you." She hesitated. "I don't really drink." Sade cut in quickly. "Relax, it's just wine." Lola laughed softly. "Don't embarrass us. Small enjoyment." Cynthia looked at the glass, then slowly drank. Warmth spread through her chest. Music grew louder. Laughter grew easier. The night flowed. Each girl paired with a wealthy man, dancing, smiling, drinking, conversation drifting like perfume in the air. For a moment, everything felt perfect. Too perfect. Hours passed. The music became slower, heavier. Cynthia's head began to spin. Her vision blurred. She tried to stand straight, but her body felt heavy, distant, like it no longer belonged to her. She looked towards Sade and Lola. They were laughing, but their movements were weak, slow, fading. The drinks. Something was wrong with the drinks. Cynthia tried to speak. Her voice wouldn't come. Darkness slowly wrapped around her mind. And then she collapsed. One by one, the girls collapsed, quietly, effortlessly, as if they were expected to. The men stopped smiling. The music stopped. Silence fell. One of the billionaires raised his hand slightly. From the shadows, men dressed completely in black appeared. Silent, emotionless, they moved quickly, efficiently, lifting the unconscious girls like objects, carrying them off the boat towards the darker side of the beach, where no light reached, where the waves sounded louder, where something waited. The sea swallowed their laughter, and Valentine's night was far from over. When Cynthia opened her eyes, darkness greeted her like a living thing. Her head dropped. Her body felt heavy, distant, as if it no longer belonged to her. The smell in the air was thick, damp, metallic, wrong. She tried to move. She couldn't. Her hands were tied behind her back. Her legs bound. Cold floor beneath her skin. Fear rose instantly. "God, what is this?" she whispered, her voice shaking. "Where are we?" Beside her, two faint voices stirred. "Sade, Lola." They were there, alive, but terrified. The three girls slowly became aware of their surroundings. A dark room, Walls stained with dark red liquid, strange objects scattered across the floor, bores, chalk markings, symbols drawn in circles, and dark stains that look like something the mind refused to name. For the first time in their lives, Sade and Lola were afraid, not nervous, not uneasy, afraid. How did we get here? Lola cried softly, tears streaming down her face. Cynthia's fear turned to anger. I told you, she shouted weakly. I told you something was wrong. You dragged me into this. Her voice broke into sobs. I don't want to die. God, please. Suddenly, the door creaked open. Heavy footsteps entered. A man stood in the doorway, his face hidden in shadow. Enough, he said coldly. Stop the noise. The girls froze. His voice was calm but deadly. You three are fortunate, he continued slowly. There are buyers already waiting for your bodies. Your bodies will be valuable. Your blood, even more. Cynthia screamed, God, please sir, don't hurt us. We are innocent. Sade and Lola broke down crying, begging, shaking uncontrollably. Please sir, we'll do anything, please. The man's voice hardened. Silence, or your pain will begin early. He turned and left. The darkness swallowed the room again. Far away, in a small village, Cynthia's mother sat beside her phone. She dialed, no answer. Again, still nothing. Cynthia, she whispered, worry filling her chest. Why are you not picking my child? She tried the next day, still nothing. Her hands trembled. She had never been to Lagos. She had no one to call, no one to ask. So she did the only thing she knew. She knelt. God, wherever my daughter is, keep her safe. Evening came. The door opened again. An old man entered, tall, thick, wrapped in a flowy red robe. White chalk lines marked his face, like symbols of something ancient and dangerous. In his hand, a knife. In the other, a calabash. The room grew colder. The girls trembled violently. Please, sir, Sade cried weakly. Please help us. Silence, the old man thundered. Speak again and you go first. He motioned to the marksmen behind him. Untied them. The ropes loosened, but the girls were too weak to run. The old man stepped forward towards Sade and handed her the calabash. Drink. Her hands shook uncontrollably. What is it, sir? I said drink. Fear defeated resistance. She drank. The calabash contained black liquid that would make them weak and prepare them for the cutting. He moved to Lola. Drink. She obeyed. Then he stood before Cynthia. She shook her head weakly. I'm sorry, sir, but I can't drink that liquid. I can't. The old man raised his knife slowly. Drink or I cut you into pieces. Cynthia's hands trembled as she obeyed. Moments later, weakness swallowed their bodies completely. The old man turned and walked away. Darkness deepened. Time slowed. Fear thickened. Later that night, footsteps returned. The air felt heavy, like something final was approaching. The boys walked into the room with knives to do their job, but firstly to kill them. The old man was carrying a calabash for the blood. Lola cried softly. The men came forward and killed her, and then silence. The old man collected the dark red liquid. Cynthia and Sade cried for mercy, but received none. Cynthia prayed silently. God, please, save us. Then suddenly, Cynthia felt something warm. She froze. Fear gripped her deeper than before. The old man stopped. He felt something was interfering with the ritual. His voice echoed like thunder. Who among you is on her monthly flow? Silence. Fear. Then again, louder. Who is bleeding? Cynthia raised her trembling heart slowly. It's me, sir. I didn't know. I'm sorry. Please don't kill me, sir. The room shifted. Something in the air changed. The old man's expression darkened. The ritual had been disrupted. He signaled sharply. One of the men hit her with a large stick. Darkness exploded across Cynthia's mind, and she fell. Sade screamed in pain, crying terribly. But the ritual was no longer in control. Something had changed. And sometimes, when darkness prepares to consume, fate interrupts. Consciousness returned slowly, like someone rising from deep water. Cynthia opened her eyes and felt the cold morning wind brushing against her skin. The sound of water surrounded her. Her body was weak, her hands still tied, and her head pounded heavily. She was inside a moving boat. A lone man sat ahead, staring in silence. His back turned to her. Cynthia swallowed painfully and whispered, her voice trembling, Please, sir, where are you taking me? No answer. Her fear grew. Please, sir, Please. The man suddenly turned, his voice sharp and threatening. Shut up. Say another word and I'll throw into this water. Cynthia trembled violently and went silent, tears rolling quietly down her face as the dark sea stretched endlessly around her. After some time, the boat slowed and touched the shore. Without mercy, the man dragged her and threw her onto the sand. Her body hit the ground weakly. Before she could gather herself, the boat turned and disappeared, leaving her alone. Her clothes were torn slightly, her makeup gone, her hair rough, her body weak. She looked nothing like the girl who had left for the Valentine party. She looked like someone who had returned from death. But she was alive, back at the dark room. Lola was killed as well, her body parts ready. She didn't survive, only Cynthia did. Slowly, painfully, she stood up and began to walk. She stumbled across the quiet shore until she reached the roadside, raising her hand weakly as cars passed without stopping. Then one car slowed. A middle-aged man in a black suit stepped out, his face filled with concern. My daughter, what happened to you? Where are you going? Cynthia broke down, her voice shaking. Sir, I don't even know where I came from. I woke up at the beach. A man dropped me there. They took my 2 friends. I think they are dead, and I'm bleeding. The man spoke gently. It's all right. Enter the car. Let's help you first. He drove to a nearby store, bought sanitary pads, simple clothes and tissues, then directed her toward a restroom. Go and clean yourself, my daughter. Take your time. Inside, Cynthia stood before the mirror, staring at the broken reflection of herself. Tears slid down her face. My friends, she whispered. Oh God, thank you for saving me. She cleaned herself, washed her face, bathed quickly, and quickly changed into new clothes. When she returned, the man drove her to a quiet church nearby. It was then she realized he was a pastor. There, he gave her a small cup of blessed water. Drink, she obeyed slowly. Moments later, her body reacted. She bent forward and expelled a dark liquid. Her body trembled, then slowly became lighter. The pastor nodded calmly. Thank God for your life. You were preserved. Many did not return. Go now, and do not walk the path that almost destroyed you. Cynthia fell to her knees, tears pouring freely. Father, thank you for saving me. I don't deserve this mercy. I promise, I'll never chase darkness again. I'll live right. The pastor helped her up, gave her some money for transport, and blessed her. Go home, my daughter. Life has given you a second chance. Always stay communicated with God. Cynthia held his hand with gratitude. Thank you, sir. You saved me. When Cynthia reached her village, her mother saw her and rushed forward, holding her tightly. My daughter, why were you not picking my calls? I feared something terrible had happened. Cynthia held her back, tears flowing. Mama, something did happen, but God saved me. Let us go inside. Inside the house, Cynthia narrated everything. Her mother listened silently, pain heavy in her eyes, then spoke slowly. My daughter, how could you allow money to blind you? Is this how I raised you? 2 of your friends are gone. You almost followed them. This world is beautiful but wicked. If not for God, what would I have told the world? Cynthia cried deeply. I'm sorry, Mama. The promise of easy money clouded my mind, but I have learned. Never again. I'll return to school, work honestly, and never chase quick money again. Her mother embraced her tightly. Thank God who returned you to me. A week later, Cynthia returned to school. Life did not suddenly become easy, but it became real again. She woke up early, boiled milk, mixed sugar, prepared yogurt, packaged it carefully in bottles, and placed them in her cooler. Then she walked through campus, selling quietly just as before, but this time with deeper wisdom in her eyes. That night, she knelt beside her small bed and prayed softly. Lord, thank you for saving my life. Thank you for pulling me out of darkness. From today, I choose patience over haste, honesty over temptation, and life over quick gain. Guide my steps always. The fan turned slowly above her. The room was still small. Life was still hard, but her heart was peaceful, and she never forgot what she had seen. Moral lesson: every money often hides dangerous doors. Temptation may look beautiful, but consequences are real. Patience, discipline, and integrity may be slow, but they protect life. And sometimes, when all seems lost, grace gives us a second chance. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this story. Your time and support really mean a lot to me. If this story moved you, taught you something, or kept you engaged, please don't forget to like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Also, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss more powerful and gripping stories like this. Stay safe, stay wise, and remember, every choice matters. Thank you for watching. Bye.